Every major new technology, when it is introduced, goes through what is called a hype cycle. So, in the beginning, the people who are peddling the technology overhype it, they oversell the expectations, and there's this frenzy. And then reality sets in. People realize, look, this is not some magic wand that's going to instantaneously change the world. And so you get into what's called a trough of disappointment or disillusionment. And then gradually the technology becomes adopted widely, and then everyone's happy. And so we've seen this with the internet, we've seen this with every technology, and that's where AI is today. So if you go to most companies, what you have is, nice departmental pilots which show a lot of promise, but these things are generally not scaling across the whole enterprise, except in a small number of digitally native companies like Microsoft or Google. And there are many reasons for this, but the primary reason is AI is not just a technology. It's also about people and organizations that have to learn how to use this and adapt to it. We've seen this many, many times in history. For instance, in the late 1800s, around 1900, factories began to shift from steam power to electricity. And again, it took 20, 30 years for this to play out because the change required change in layouts, change in management practices, and change in workflows. The gains just didn't come from machines now which had electric motors, but you had to redesign processes. These things don't change overnight. There's a time period. I came into the workforce in the mid 80s, which was coincidental with when PCs, personal computers, were first being introduced into the workplace. Again, it took about 10, 15 years before the productivity became apparent at the level of the whole company. In the beginning, all of us were just using it as glorified typewriters and calculators. And then the big thing that was email, which allowed us to communicate across the company and with others outside. But from these small steps came the revolution. So we're seeing the same thing happening with AI. It's nothing to be surprised about. Companies are going to have to redesign their workflows. They have got to get their data in order. And most of all, they've got to get their people comfortable and capable of using the new technology. It's part of the normal evolution.